In this lesson, we're going to be talking about doing HTTP fuzzing using Peach. Now, as I had indicated previously, Peach is actually currently written in .NET. You can install it on a Windows system, and you can actually use Visual Studio to do a lot of your work. In this case, I'm actually on a Linux system, and we'll just take a look at some of the things that we can do with it there. I've got some XML files here that I've created, and we're going to take a look at the HTTP XML just to start off with. The very first thing I've got here is I've got the header here saying that this is Peach and this is where the schema is, and all of the XML bits that go at the top of the file here, indicating that this is XML, this is how it's defined, this is what it looks like. Now the first thing that we need to do is we need to create a data model. What I've got is I've got a request that would normally be something like get or post or something along those lines here. I've created that as a string, and now I've said there's a space, and I'm saying token is true, and the token here indicates we're not going to do any fuzzing on that. Now I've created a URI, which would be the next part of it. You would do something like get/index.html as an example. The /index.html would be the URI. Following that, I've got another token, which is the HTTP version number. Then I've got a line feed and a carriage return here. Now I'm saying host is 127.0.0.1. That's part of the HTTP 1.1 protocol. I have to specify the host. And then I do a couple of line feeds. Those are all tokens. I'm going to say that I'm not doing any fuzzing at all with any of those bits of information. Now I have to create a state model using my data model. In this case, the state is going to be just an output of that data model there. I'm going to spit that data out, and then we're going to do a close. I've got an agent here, and in this case, I'm not doing much of anything with the agent. I could set up a lot of different monitors. Like I've got a Linux crash monitor here where we're just going to look for core files. And now here's where I actually specify the test. First of all, I've got my agent. I've specified the agent. I've specified the state model that I'm going to use. And now I've got my publisher. And my publisher here says I've got a TCP client, and here's my host, and here's my port. And now my logger, I've got some logs I want to generate here, and now my strategy is random. I'm just going to create a lot of random garbage, and I'm going to throw it at the web server here. And I've got an Apache server sitting on my local system. We're going to run Peach with http.xml. We're starting through here, and we're doing a lot of iterations, and it's running pretty quickly. Now, what I could do here is I could actually pop over and take a look at the log file. And in just a second, I'm actually going to kill this, and then we're going to take a look at the log file from the Apache server, and we'll see what's actually being generated there. It looks like we've got a little over 100. That's fine. What I want to do now is var log Apache and then my access.log. So you can see all of the garbage that we're generating in our request here. This looks like a lot of hex characters that are being sent, and looks like we've actually generated a 501 error. And I could have created a response and looked for that 501 and spit something out when I saw that 501. Sometimes you have to do a little bit of playing, see what kinds of responses you're getting so you know maybe what you should look for. But the server is staying up, it's still generating responses, it's still managing the data pretty well. This one right here looks like a different one, not quite as long as some of these others are, and in this case we're getting some slightly different errors. That's how you would do Peach fuzzing. And again, we're just creating an XML file, and we're letting Peach actually handle the parsing of the XML and the creation of requests and all of the other things that it needs to do.